Be me. 25-yo feminist named Emily. Have blue hair, septum ring, pronouns in bio, the whole starter pack. Gender studies degree, minor in Twitter arguments. Woke up every morning, think, damn, patriarchy sucks. Man bad, woman oppressed, etc. Constantly tweet about smashing the system. Unironically think abolishing gender will solve climate change. Every day is a struggle against male privilege. Even my cat is a misogynist for scratching my "this is what a feminist looks like" poster. Spend nights doom scrolling, drinking boxed wine, muttering about white men. One day, enlightenment strikes. If men are so privileged, what if I became a man? Galaxy Brain PNG. Begin research. How to transition to male. Reddit says testosterone will unlock secret achievement. Man mode. Go to doctor, demand testosterone, cite 37 studies and 8 Twitter threads. Doctor tries to ask if I'm sure. Don't question my identity, bigot. Walk out with prescription and validation. Start tea next day. Everyone online clapping. Yas King in DMs. Start documenting the journey on TikTok for clout. Hashtag transitioning for justice. First week, nothing happens. Second week, voice cracks. Start growing 2 chin hairs. Feeling powerful, like a level 1 barbarian. Friends notice new confidence. One says, Emily, you seem different. It's Emmett now. Respect my journey. They she xe ghost self attack helicopter pronouns. All pronouns are valid unless you use he him unironically. Update Twitter bio. Transmask, ex-feminist, fighting patriarchy from the inside. Expecting doors to open, respect to flow, patriarchy to collapse in confusion. Instead, shit gets weird. First L. Start getting weird stares in men's bathrooms. Guy next to me, you lost bud? Nervous laughter. Just try to pee. Realize there are no scented candles or period product baskets here. Just piss, silence, existential dread. Dudes don't even wash hands. Witness grown man leave without flushing. Mentally file this as patriarchal oppression. Next L. Trying to talk to other dudes at gym. Expecting bro solidarity. Walk up to buff guy. Hey man, nice form. Get the don't talk to me look. Realize there's an unspoken code among men. No talking. Awkwardly pretend to adjust weights I can't lift. Sweating from more than just testosterone. Accidentally grunt too loud. Everyone looks. Try to blend in. Fail miserably. Week 3. Voice deeper. Acne everywhere. Jawline trying its best. Pronouns in workplace email. Coworkers confused. HR terrified to misgender. Boss calls me Emmett for first time. Tiny dopamine hit. Still feels off. Lunch break with male coworkers. Expecting discourse on societal constructs. Instead, fantasy football. Crypto. Dick jokes. Pretend to understand. Laugh at wrong part of joke. Silence. Eat sandwich in peace. Miss talking about The Handmaid's Tale. Start craving pumpkin spice lattes. Try to suppress. Week 4. Testosterone rage. Punch a pillow. Now have to buy new pillow. Emotions weird. Crying less. Anger more. Text ex-girlfriend. I understand men now. She blocks me. Family dinner. Announce transition. Dad, didn't you say men were the enemy? Mom, at least you'll finally cut your hair. Uncle, so you're like Caitlyn Jenner but backwards? Leave table. Eat vegan nuggets alone. Dog still loves me. Or maybe he's just hungry. First time shirtless at beach. Feel liberated, then sunburned. Top surgery scars. Small kid asks if I fought a shark. Nod solemnly. Whisper, patriarchy. Start noticing things. Men's pockets are deeper, but so are emotional wounds. Can't ask for directions, that's illegal now. Try to cry at Pixar movie. Nothing comes out. Only testosterone and confusion. Realize how lonely guys actually are. DM feminist Discord. No one answers. New friends. Chad, Kyle, and beer. Dating apps. Set to trans man. Get one match. It's a bot selling crypto. Message. Hey handsome, wanna invest? Even bots ignore me when I say I'm broke. Try to hit up old college friend. She says, sorry I don't date men. Remind her I'm the same person. She blocks me. Attend trans support group. Tell story about becoming a man to fight the patriarchy. Get blank stares. One dude whispers, bro, we're all just trying to pee in peace. Realize nobody actually cares about toppling society. They just want top surgery and affordable rent. Week 6. Side effects. Voice cracks during Zoom call. Accidentally say bruh instead of gender is a spectrum. Muscles getting bigger, but so is existential dread. Buy beard oil, end up with patchy chin strap. TikTok comments roasting me for trying too hard. Reply with, it's called living my truth, Becky. Someone on Twitter asks if I'm a traitor to feminism. Write 12-paragraph thread explaining my journey. Lose 500 followers instantly. Gain 2 new followers, both with anime profile pics. Mom says I look just like grandpa. He was an alcoholic and died in a lawnmower accident. Hope that's not foreshadowing. New wardrobe. Cargo shorts, ironic t-shirts, sneakers. Throw away the future is female hoodie. Try on dad's old baseball cap. Look in mirror. Still feel weirdly like Emily, but with sideburns. Week 7. Start noticing men do not get complimented. Once a week, get nice shirt from old lady at bus stop. Almost cry. Testosterone blocks it. Remember when every Insta selfie got Yas Queen Slay. Now just get LOL LOL or silence. Men be out here surviving on one compliment per year. Begin to miss girlhood, but also remember girlhood meant creepy DMs. Trade-off is real. Decide to infiltrate the patriarchy more deeply. Apply for entry-level finance job. Interview. What's your biggest weakness? Say, caring too much about gender equality. They laugh. Think I'm joking. Get hired. First day. All guys. No small talk. Just grunts. And did you see the game? Haven't watched sports since USWNT lost in 2016. Pretend to love football. Google, what is a touchdown, under the desk. Slack notifications. Lunch. Group of dudes. One brings protein shake. Nobody eats carbs. Try to talk about gender pay gap. They stare. Ask if I want to do push-ups instead. Agree to prove masculinity. Pull muscle. End up in bathroom for 30 mins. First office injury report. Tried too hard. Boss brings up guys' night. Suspiciously sounds like a front for illegal activities. Turns out just beer and arguing over best superhero. Say Wonder Woman. Room goes silent. Quickly change to Batman, obviously. Acceptance unlocked. Begin to realize that male socialization is basically ritualized bullying. Insults are affection. Silence is respect. Fart jokes are universal. Spend the whole night trying to learn rules of banter. Miss the days when I could just hug a friend and call it therapy. Tinder adventure continues. Swipe right on every girl. Get one match per 500. Bio. Trans guy. Feminist. Here to dismantle toxic masculinity and maybe yours. Haha. First DM. So, what's in your pants? Tell her, mostly anxiety and a packer from Etsy. She unmatches. Decide to try Grindr for science. Immediately overwhelmed by unsolicited pics. One guy messages, you like football? Say yes. Instantly invited to watch the game and chill. Consider going, but still Googling what is a down. Week 8. Facial hair coming in. Start a mustache. Looks like 12-yo trying to buy beer. Coworkers start calling me young man. One tries to give me life advice, tells me to never get married. Nod along. Pretend I understand. Remember every time men say, my wife is scary, and now I'm like, same bro. Get invited to bachelor party. Expecting wild debauchery, feminist in me ready to take notes for Twitter expose. Turns out to be poker, pizza, and arguments over which Star Wars is best. One dude quietly cries about his ex. Everyone pretends not to see. Realize men's emotional support is don't mention it. Hope he survives. Try to hug him. Everyone freezes. Make it awkward. Switch to fist bump. Internal voice. The patriarchy hurts men too. Begin to feel empathy for the enemy. One day on street, hear someone shout, hey, Emily. Turn. See old college feminist friend. Awkward standoff. She looks me up and down. Eyes, beard, stubble. Winces. So, you're like a dude now? I'm Emmett. Yeah. Still me. Just different plumbing. She launches into speech about how I'm reinforcing gender norms. Try to explain gender is a spectrum. She says, sounds like internalized misogyny. Remind her I still hate men. I just am one now. She posts about me on Twitter. Thread gets 8 likes. I reply, get dogpiled. Lose 100 more followers. At least my ratio is still better than Elon's. Visit parents again. Dad starts calling me champ. Mom says I look like her brother now. Uncle cracks, where'd your boobs go? Joke. Family tension is thicker than my new jawline. Dog looks confused, probably just hungry again. Try to explain gender fluidity to grandma. She asks if I'm still voting for Bernie. Nod. It's easier that way. Try to reconnect with old feminist book club. Show up. Everyone stares. Someone asks, are you here to mansplain intersectionality? Try to be chill. Say, I'm still a comrade, just with more testosterone. One girl whispers, he's a sleeper agent for the patriarchy. Get assigned to fetch snacks. Spend entire meeting in kitchen. Miss discussing bell hooks. Leave. Eat the hummus alone. Therapy session. Tell therapist about existential dread. She asks, do you regret transitioning? Say, I regret thinking the patriarchy would be easier from this side. She writes something in her notebook. Probably patient is terminally online. Tells me to try yoga. Join men's yoga class. Just a bunch of dudes grunting and farting. No one asks about my journey. Almost refreshing. Week 10. Beard fully coming in. Feel like a low-budget lumberjack. Buy flannel. Now fully Emmett, the soft boy. Start listening to Joe Rogan for research. Gain 5 IQ points. Lose 3 chromosomes. Twitter feed is 50% lifting memes, 50% how to fix your life as a man threads. Consider starting a podcast called Dismantling the Patriarchy, one protein shake at a time. Realize nobody wants to listen to a trans dude explain feelings. Finally, a girl matches with me on Bumble. She's cute and likes astrology. She asks, what's your sign? Say Sagittarius, rising socialist. She laughs, agrees to coffee date. Show up, nervous, try not to overthink. She says, so you're like a feminist guy? Say, sorta, used to be a woman, still hate the wage gap. She blinks, says, wow, you're like 2 minorities at once. Not sure if that's a win. She talks for 2 hours straight about Mercury in retrograde. I nod, try to keep up, miss being able to just order a pumpkin spice latte and rant about manspreading. Date ends, she says, you're a good listener, but you have weird energy. energy. No second date. Back to the grind. Week 12. Testosterone in full swing. New mood. Angry at inanimate objects. Drop phone. Want to fight it. Punch pillow. Pillow still undefeated. Develop urge to explain random facts to strangers. Catch self about to mansplain how microwaves work to roommate. Stop. Question entire life. Go on Twitter. See Emmett is a traitor thread trending in niche feminist circles. Comments. He's just proving men are trash. Reply. I was trash before, just a different bin. Blocked by 3 more people. Gain new follower with a Pepe avatar. Start working out for real. Lift weights. Benching a solid 50 pounds. Old guy at gym grunts approvingly. Suddenly one of the bros. First time anyone has given me a nice set that wasn't about pronouns. Begin to like lifting, angry music, primal grunting, but still miss group yoga and scented candles. Try to introduce scented candles to the gym. Everyone looks at me like I farted during deadlifts. Guess I'll just stick to pre-workout. Feminist book club ex-friends now hosting safe space event. Not invited. Message group. Hey, I can still bring hummus. Read receipts. No reply. Guess I'm officially the enemy now. Make own event. Trans mask. Solitude hour. Attendance. Just me. 1 squirrel outside window. Try Reddit FTM for support. Most posts. How to grow a beard. Or which binder makes you look the most like a hot topic manager. Post story about dismantling the patriarchy from inside. Top comment. Bro, we just want insurance to cover tea. Fair point. Get 1 DM. You're kinda cringe but based. Feel seen for first time in months. Workplace. Water cooler banter is now 50% sports, 30% complaining, 20% pretending not to have feelings. Try to suggest new break room plant. Everyone, that's gay. Realize I can't say that's misogynist anymore. New rules. Secretly plant a succulent anyway. Nobody notices. Succulent thriving. Only thing around here that is. Dating life. Try to message old flame. She says, I don't date men. Remind her I used to be her lesbian friend. She says, not the same. Ouch, MP4. Try gay bar. Introduced as egg cracked in reverse. No one laughs. One guy buys me a drink out of pity. Spend evening in corner. Try to remember what flirting even is. Realize all my game was feminist theory and cat memes. Neither work here. Go home. Eat ice cream. Watch YouTube videos on how to talk to girls as a trans guy. Step 1. Stop being weird. Mission failed. Therapy session number 3. Therapist. Are you feeling more yourself? Me. I feel like I'm undercover in a sitcom no one is watching. She writes, patient is terminally online. Probable 4chan exposure. Suggests hiking for mental health. Try hiking group. All dudes. Nobody talks for 2 hours. Actually kinda nice. At end, one guy says, nice boots. That's the most emotionally supportive thing I've heard in weeks. Week 15. Beard patchy but proud. Start wearing beanies. People start calling me man bun guy. It's a step up from blue hair girl. Reconnect with old high school friend. He says, dude, you're chill now. Testosterone did you good. Internal existential crisis intensifies. Family dinner number 3. Grandpa asks, so when are you getting a real job? Tell him I work in social media. He asks, you mean you're unemployed? Grandma slides me $10 under the table. Thanks, Grandma. Gonna use it for more beard oil. Try group therapy for trans men. Everyone looks tired. One guy talks about losing friends, another about getting misgendered by the barista. I say, my old feminist group thinks I'm a traitor. Everyone nods in solidarity. Realize being a trans man is just unlocking a new flavor of loneliness. Random guy in elevator asks for the time. Almost jump. Nobody ever talked to Emily in elevators. Give him the time. He grunts. Thanks. That's peak male intimacy right there. Twitter DM from old professor. She says, I hope you find what you're looking for, but the struggle isn't over just because you switched sides. Send her a thank you meme. She replies with a bell hooks quote. Sigh. Nostalgia for simpler times when my biggest problem was men spreading their legs on the subway. Start getting more facial recognition as male in public. No more excuse me ma'am at Starbucks. Now it's hey bud or sir. Barista misspells Emmett as Emmett. Close enough. Tip jar says men are trash on it. I put in $1 for old time's sake. Weekly calls with mom. She asks if I'm dating anyone. Say no, women don't want to date men anymore. She says tell me about it. Dad in the background yells amen. Family bonding I guess. Try going stealth for a week. No mention of trans or feminist stuff. Just Emmett, just a guy, nothing special. Feel invisible but safe. Also kind of boring. Miss being the loud girl with opinions. Now I'm the quiet guy with sideburns. Nobody expects me to save the world anymore. Low-key relief, high-key identity crisis. Week 17. Existential dread at maximum. Run into ex-girlfriend at Whole Foods. She doesn't recognize me until I say her name. She asks, is this your final form? I say, yeah, but maybe not my final haircut. Awkward silence. She buys kombucha. I buy beef jerky. Walk out, both wondering what the hell just happened. Week 18. Testosterone levels high, patience levels low. Start Start yelling at cars in traffic. Realize I've become my dad. Begin to appreciate cargo shorts, pockets for everything. Old feminist self screams in the distance, patriarchy tool. Ignore it, too busy buying more snacks and not being judged for it. Try to reconnect with feminist Discord server. Log in, instantly hit with 50 new gender channels. Channel for frog self pronouns, channel for anti-dog memes, channel for cis male venting not allowed. Post, hey, it's Emmett, used to be Emily, still hate the wage gap. Mod replies, allies can listen, not lead. Someone else. You're literally a man now, stay in your lane. Get muted for performative activism. Didn't even get to post my artisanal hummus recipe. Log off, eat hummus out of spite. Accidentally make friend at gym. His name is Chad, but he's actually nice. Teaches me how to deadlift. Asks 0 questions about pronouns. We talk about Star Wars and how to get deodorant stains out of black shirts. He says, dude, you ever just want to scream? I say, yeah, like every day. We scream in the parking lot together. Feel alive for the first time in months. Is this friendship? Text old feminist group. I made a friend named Chad. Left on red. Start writing medium think piece. What if the patriarchy is just everyone being lonely? Get halfway. Realize nobody reads medium anymore. Delete draft. Post on Reddit. Get 5 upvotes. 1 cringe. Commenter says, bro, just lift more and think less. Am I becoming Chad? Dating attempts at all-time low. Message on Bumble. Hey, I'm trans, into memes, and can cook vegan tacos. Reply, so, do you still have boobs or what? Consider going monk mode, joining chess club instead. At least chess pieces don't ghost you. Work happy hour, new guy calls me Bud, and asks if I want to join fantasy football. I have no idea what that is. Say, yeah bro, totally. Immediately forced to draft a team, pick based on who has the coolest name. Somehow pick all kickers. Become office meme. Emmett picks only kickers. Honestly, at least they're talking to me. Random girl at coffee shop asks if I'm a barista. Say no, just here for the Wi-Fi. She says, you look like you read Bukowski. Never read Bukowski, but not anyway. She tells me her ex was a barista with a man bun. Unsure if this is flirting or trauma dumping. Offer her hummus. She says she's keto. Conversation over. Week 20. Get called sir by customer service rep. Almost cry. Testosterone blocks it. Remember when I was ma'am and everyone expected me to apologize for existing. Now I'm expected to assemble IKEA furniture for fun. Buy bookshelf. Fail to assemble. Call my dad for help. He says, you're a man now. Figure it out. Use 200 swear words. Shelf wobbles but stands. Ultimate rite of passage. Run into ex-roommate, they them, at farmer's market. They glare at my beard. Say, hey, it's Emmett now. They say, men are why we can't have nice things. I say, honestly, same. Awkward truce. Buy avocados. Leave. Decide to try therapy again. Therapist, do you feel seen? Me, I feel like an NPC in someone else's gender quest. She writes, identity, undefined, seeking side quest. Tells me to try group improv. Go to group. Everyone there is also discovering themselves. We act out a scene about toxic masculinity. I get cast as guy who says chill. Typecast already. TikTok, make update video. 3 months on T. How the patriarchy fights back. First comment, go off king. Second comment, I liked you better as Emily. Third comment, ratioed by testosterone. Pin it. Start noticing new paranoia. Everyone thinks I'm just a regular guy. Nobody cares about my deep thoughts on patriarchy anymore. Try to explain Judith Butler to Chad. He says, bro, you gotta let go. Let go for 10 minutes. Feel weirdly at peace. Pick it back up. Panic returns. Week 22. Get invited to Guy's Cabin weekend. Pack flannel, beer, and Book of Audre Lorde essays, just in case. Trip is just dudes eating meat, skipping rocks, and refusing to talk about feelings. Someone brings up the wife, and everyone groans in sympathy. I say, women are complicated, man. They all nod, bond over collective confusion, end up sitting by lake, looking at stars, not saying anything. Realize silence is how men say, I love you. After weekend, text from mom, how was your retreat? Say, nobody cried, nobody argued. 10-10 masculinity. She says, did you learn anything? Say, yeah, nobody knows what they're doing. She says, welcome to adulthood. Start getting used to being ignored in public. Nobody expects me to smile. Nobody asks if I need help. Miss the attention, but not the smile sweetheart comments. Trade one invisibility for another. Week 24. Realize I have become everything I used to roast. Own 3 different brands of beard oil. Care deeply about lawn maintenance. Spend 2 hours organizing power tools by size. Have opinions on grill brands. Accidentally let out a dad joke at party. Everyone groans. Realize I am the dad friend now. Look at old photos of Emily. Feel weird nostalgia, but not regret. More like, damn, you really tried everything, huh? Wonder if any of this was worth it. Then remember, at least now I can pee standing up. Small victories. Week 25. Start every morning with black coffee and resentment. Face in mirror. Beard patchy. Eyes tired. Confidence somewhere between small dog and middle manager. Twitter bio now just says, recovering idealist. Part-time man. Followers mostly bots and confused TERFs. Begin to enjoy the peace of being ignored. Nobody expects performative wokeness. Nobody expects emotional labor. Just, hey man, you got a lighter? At the bus stop. I don't smoke, but I start carrying a lighter just to help dudes out. Is this what brotherhood is? Try online support group for detransitioned feminists just to lurk. Full of ex-Emilys and ex-Jessicas all typing in lowercase and sipping LaCroix. Biggest debate. Was it the patriarchy or just depression? Nobody knows, but they've all got feelings. One person says, sometimes the only way out is through. Leave Zoom meeting, feeling slightly less alone, slightly more confused. Chad texts, yo, wanna watch the game? Say yes. Show up. Forget which teams are playing. Pretend to care. Google who to root for in sports. Accidentally cheer at wrong time. Chad throws chips at me. Everyone laughs. This is male affection. After game, Chad says, you ever feel like you don't fit in anywhere? Look at him. Nod. He says, same, bro. Same. Realize the secret. Nobody fits in. Everyone just fakes it. Walk home. Think about the journey. Traded being oppressed for being depressed. Traded attention for anonymity. Traded men are trash for, bro, you good? Miss girlhood drama, but also don't miss girlhood drama. Life is just a never-ending trade-off. Workplace now considers me one of the guys. Invited to after-work wings. Someone jokes, can you believe Emmett used to be woke? I laugh, but inside, tiny feminist ghost haunts me. Still correct grammar in group chat. Still use they pronouns for coworkers. Can't fully switch sides. Too late for that. Try therapy again. Therapist asks, what do you want, Emmett? Realize I don't know. Say, I want to feel like myself, but every version of myself is cringe. She writes, millennial problem. Prescribes meditation, but my brain just replays TikToks of cats falling downstairs. Week 30. First real date since transition. Match with goth girl on Hinge. Bio. Only here for memes and tarot. We meet at a park, both wearing too much black. She says, so you're a guy, but not like a guy. I say, more like a DIY man. She laughs, says she likes weirdos. Talk for hours, mostly about how dumb astrology is, but we both know our moon signs. She asks if I miss being a woman. I say, honestly, I just miss free drinks and not being expected to fix printers. She says, you'll get there, man. Not sure where there is, but at least I'm not alone. Spend more time in dude spaces. Group chats now full of memes. Zero emotional depth. One guy randomly posts, just divorced, LOL. Next message is, who's up for Apex Legends? Nobody says sorry, just add me, bro. Realize this is what support looks like for men. It's not much, but it's honest work. Week 33. Get invited to bachelor party. Plan, road trip, whiskey, camping. No vegan options, just meat and more meat. Somebody asks what I think about women now. Say, they're cool, just complicated. Everyone nods, deep sighs all around. Start to realize most men are just confused, tired, and terrified of group texts from their girlfriends. One guy says, wish I could talk to my dad like this. Nobody answers, but we all stare into the fire like it's the void. Random 2 a.m. thought, was I ever really a feminist or just bored? Remember the Tumblr days, the marches, the hashtags? Remember the times I thought transitioning would be smashing the system? Now realize, systems don't care, people don't change, you just get new problems. At least my shoes fit better now. Week 35. HR asked me to do a diversity talk. Say sure. Stand in front of Zoom screen, 40 faces staring back. Say, I tried escaping the patriarchy by becoming a man. Turns out it's just as weird over here. Awkward silence. Someone laughs. Summed up 5 years in 5 seconds. End with, all I learned is nobody has it easy. Not men, not women, not anyone. Also, get therapy. Get 3 emails after. One from HR, one from confused boomer, one from someone who says thank you. Small win. Week 38. Get called dude by 3 strangers in one day. Realize that's more validation than my feminist group ever gave me. Miss the endless DMs, but not the constant drama. Now it's just sup and yo and how much can you bench? The answer is still not much. Try to reconnect with old identity. Wear eyeliner. Feel like a fraud. Put on cargo shorts. Feel like a different fraud. Embrace fraudulence as new gender. Gender fluid. More like gender fraudulent. Laugh at my own joke. Nobody else does. Week 40. Chad gets dumped. Comes over with cheap beer. He says, bro, women are so confusing. I say, yeah, but I used to be one. Shouldn't I have the cheat codes? We both laugh, but it dies quick. He says, you ever just feel like nobody cares what happens to you? Realize that's been my vibe for months. Lie awake that night. Scroll old feminist threads. Men have all the power. Men have all the privilege. Men don't know real oppression. Stare at my rent bill, unread therapy emails, unanswered texts. Compare to when I was Emily, always in a group chat, always checked up on. As Emmett, nobody notices if I'm sad. Nobody asks how I'm doing unless I say, bro, I think I'm dying. If I mess up at work, man up. If I'm lonely, just get over it. If I vent, people call it weak or complaining. Nobody buys me a drink. Nobody cares if I make it home safe. Start keeping a list. Stuff nobody told me about being a man. 1. Everyone expects you to be stoic, 24/7. 2. Emotional support, maybe a meme, maybe a fist bump. 3. If you want help, better ask your dog. 4. Expressing pain is a punchline, not a cry for help. 5. Compliments are rarer than lunar eclipses. 6. If you cry, people look away like you've farted in church. 7. You're just expected to deal with it. 8. People cross the street when you walk behind them at night, even when you're the scared one. 9. Male privilege. Nobody will help you unless you bleed out in public. 10. Most people only see you as a threat or a joke. Sit with Chad on the porch, both of us staring into the night. He says, man, sometimes I wish I could just talk about my feelings, but I say, I get it, bro. I didn't, but now I do. We don't hug, just sip beer and stare at the moon. It's the closest thing to therapy I've gotten all year. Run into old feminist friend at protest. She starts her usual spiel. Men still have all the power. I say, you ever seen a grown man cry alone in his car? She rolls her eyes, says, boo-hoo, must be hard being king. I try to explain, it's not like that. You never really notice how invisible men are or how disposable. She calls me brainwashed by patriarchy. I walk away, feeling more alone than ever. Therapy session, tell therapist. All those years I thought men were living on easy mode. Turns out it's just a different flavor of misery. More silent, more lonely. Therapist nods, says most men don't even make it to therapy. Google men suicide rates. Stare at the numbers. Feel sick. Remember all those times I made fun of male tears memes. Karma's a bitch. Final realization. As Emily, I had support. As Emmett, I have silence. Nobody gives a damn unless I give them a reason. Nobody checks if I made it home safe. If I fail, nobody will ask why. If I disappear, maybe Chad will notice, but that's it. The world expects men to take every hit and keep smiling. Most men suffer quietly. Nobody cares until it's too late. New respect for the dudes who never complain. New regret for all those male privilege takes. New anger that nobody talks about how much men hurt. No cheat code, no safety net, just the void and a couple of memes. Patriarchy wasn't a fortress, it was a prison with no windows. It's just everyone lost in the dark, pretending not to feel the cold. Keep fighting, brother. Someone out there needs to know you made it.